You might be thinking that is a modified version of a very popular SUV. In fact, it is the 30th anniversary edition of the Hyundai Tucson. It's celebrating 30 years of the South Korean company's existence in Australia. It's also the cheapest way you'll find yourself in the 1.6 litre turbo all-wheel drive version. It's got some really nice features, including those beautiful 19-inch raised wheels. But let's get inside and see what the fuss is about. From the outside, it's pretty easy to tell apart this special edition model, thanks to its ash blue exterior paint, not to mention the matte grey side steps, as well as the already mentioned 19-inch alloy wheels. Now, from the rear, you do get this 30 limited edition badge, which sits quite nicely above the sporty rear diffuser that houses the quad outlet exhaust system. The additional $4,500 on top of the front-wheel drive ActiveX this car is based on isn't just for special wheels and colored paint. Of course, you do get a very capable all-wheel drive system that gets a center diff lock for added traction as well as downhill assist, which is ideal if you live an active lifestyle. You also get this drive mode selector button, which goes from sport to eco and normal. Now that changes the steering weight as well as the tune of the engine and the gearbox. I am a big fan of this 1.6 litre turbo. Now, it doesn't have as much torque as I probably want at 265 Newton meters. However, it does have 130 kilowatts, which is a reasonable amount of power for a car like this. So around town or even on these mountainous roads, it gets around just fine. And that probably has a lot to do with the 7-speed dual clutch transmission, which tends to extract the maximum amount of torque and power from this engine. And around town, you might find it a little bit clicky at times or hesitating, but on the open road, it's pretty damn good. I'm pushing this car pretty hard around some of these bends on these mountainous roads, and I gotta tell you, this thing does stick to the ground quite well. But more importantly, the bigger 19-inch wheels don't seem to make all that much difference to the ride, which, like most Tucsons, is pretty damn good. The interior is very much the same as the front-wheel drive ActiveX this is based on, which means you get a reasonable amount of hard plastics, and the cabin on itself isn't all that amazing. However, it does do a pretty good job of the basics, and does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which makes up for not having satellite navigation. And the fit and finish and the feel of the buttons is pretty good. If you've got kids, you'll be happy to know that this car is full of leather, which means it's also really easy to clean. Is it real leather? It's hard to say. They say it's a mixture of real and man-made leather, which probably means it's man-made leather, but that's a good thing because it's easier to keep clean. And the seat itself is also very comfortable, and if you jump in the back, there's plenty of room for 2 adults or 3 kids. In terms of safety, having an all-wheel drive system is actually pretty good. Not to mention that the Tucson does in fact get a 5-star ANCAP rating. Now, you also get 2 ISOFIX points in the rear for new child seats. Some features we'd love to see in this car are forward collision assist and perhaps active cruise control, features that you can in fact get in high-spec Hyundais. For around $38,000, this special edition Tucson is a pretty good choice. You get a 5-year unlimited kilometer warranty and this special unique paint with these amazing looking wheels. So if you're after something unique that not everybody will have in this super crowded segment, I think this is a pretty good choice. Now, it's cold, so I'm getting back inside.